Oh, hello, hello, hello to you all. Um, this is the first time of Life Talk with me, Ashley. That's who I am. Um, but I'm starting this is because I want to find a way to express my thoughts, my concerns, my questions, my feelings, or anything that life wants to throw at me, or just whatever just comes my way. Um, So I want to first tell you guys a little bit about me. Um, I'm a very, very, very kind, gentle person. Um, I love people. I love God. I love my children. I love my husband. Life hasn't always been perfect for me, but I'm learning that even through the midst of things that I either put myself through or my connection with other people, I still find a way to rise above it all. And I'm at a place in my life where I can either continue to be quiet or I continue to share the love that I feel with other people, but within the way that I was created to show that love. Um, so, what I'm hoping to gain from this is just transparency. Um, and finding ways to cope with anything that may come up in my life or your life or the lives of my children. We all go through things. We all deal with happy times. We all deal with sad times. But I want it to be a place where we can sit and talk and just really be real and be transparent about anything that we have encountered in our lives. Um, I grew up in a pastor's home. It was always an expectation for us to be good, to be perfect, to not make any mistakes, and we can never say no. Um, so that wasn't easy because my parents chose their lifestyle. We kind of had to go with it. Um, and even in the midst of that, it brought on some things, some learning experiences. Um, but I wouldn't trade my life for anything. Even in those sad moments or the moments where I can be like, oh, I could have, wish, I just would have, just, I wouldn't trade it because all that made me who I am today. And no, I'm not perfect. And yes, I make my mistakes, but I'm at a place where I'm okay with my mistakes being talked about, whether you talk to them to me in my face or behind my back or on social media, because it doesn't define who I am. God defines who I am, and I am His, and He is mine. And I want to be able to build a platform where you and I can sit and talk and just discuss things. And everything is not going to have to be biblical or has to be a scripture, but I want to find a place where we can love on each other. Even right now with the pandemic that's going on, I want to be able to love on you, even in the distance. Um, So, what I'm doing with this is I want to set a platform to discuss things that we wouldn't normally discuss, or we we kid about them, or we make jokes. Um, the things like, I'll give you an example, dealing with mental illness. Yes, it's tough for the person that is in that state of mind, or whether they are on medication or whether they're not. But I also want to talk about how dealing with a person with mental illness, how it affects the other people on the outside. Find ways for us to heal together. I want to talk about that false image of where you feel like you have to be perfect. Where when someone says, hey, how are you doing? You be like, I'm blessed and highly favored, but you are going through hell. I want us to get to a place where we are okay with saying, yes, I'm okay, But in this moment, this is how I feel. And I'm hoping that we can grow through this together and that we can learn from each other. Whatever ideas or whatever thought patterns we have, no, they're not going to all be the same. Our journeys are not going to all be the same. Our thinking or how we solve issues or solve problems, they're not going to be the same because we're all different people. And yes, we can go through similar journeys, but even going through the same journey does not always have the same outcome or the feelings that are involved in it. I can line up all my siblings and we grew up all the same way. We had to face the same things, but we've all dealt with it differently. Some right, some wrong, but that's okay. I believe even in that, we can learn from each other. So as I start these segments, I'm going to pull in some people, either by Zoom or however we can figure this out, but just to talk. Women building up women, women building up men, men building up women. We are in this together. Whether this pandemic is here or not, I still feel that we need to come together. Together where we learn to really accept each other, where we are okay with correcting each other, and we are okay with receiving correction, especially when it's done from a place of love. And everyone that I have come into contact with, whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, I can honestly say I genuinely want what's best for them. That I will pray for them, and then I will speak and cry out to God for them. Whether they live a perfect life or a life that is not okay with other people. And I'll even go ahead and say it, whether you are operating in the same sex, I'm here to love you. I'm here to meet you where you are. I don't have to agree with your views. I don't have to agree with how you worship or the lack of worship or why you do what you do. But me personally, and this is just Ashley, I'm going to love you no matter what. And I want what's best for you no matter what. So I hope you can glean from this and just shoot out some ideas and things that you're dealing with. We have kids that are learning online and how that can affect us and how it affects our children. How does depression mess with our minds, and how does it make us feel? Dealing with the death of a loved one, dealing with multiple deaths of a loved one. I just want to create a place where we can freely talk. And I want to get that lie out of there that says, well, only God can judge me. I look at it this way. If you're judging me based off my actions and you're speaking to me from a place of love, I'll take that judgment. Because if you don't do it, or if I don't do it, how will I learn from it? Or how would I even know that I did something wrong? So that's what I want us to do. I want us to be okay with someone saying, hey, I saw that you did this and that wasn't right. And it's not always, well, you have to put up this defense where, well, you don't know what I was going through. You don't know what I had to get to. I understand that. And even if I don't go through it or haven't experienced it, I love you enough to listen to you. I love you enough for you to be able to freely say, this is how I'm feeling. This is what caused it. And then at the end, let's find a solution that works best for you. Because what works best for me may not work for you, or the person next to me, or the person that's connected to me. No difference in just because you're raised in the same household, the same discipline actions can't be taken for each child, because each child is created differently. Each child has a different personality, or they view things differently. Some are sensitive, some are more, we use the word stubborn, but some are more determined to not allow their emotions to control them. And then some of them know how to control their emotions. So I want to get to a place where I'm comfortable, you're comfortable, we're all comfortable being who we are. But I also want to get to a place where I know that who you are and who you belong to, and why it's so important for me, for you, to know who you are. Who are you? What makes you different? What sets you apart? So I'm going to go, but I'm going to continue to share and share and share until there's nothing else left for me to share. Just know that I'm doing this because I just feel the need to do it. And I'm not perfect at it, nor do I want to be perfect at it. But what I want is for you to know that I love you. And I want what's best for you. I expect what is best for you. So just know that I love you, that God loves you. And no matter what lifestyle you live, and I'm not saying that I agree or I'm telling you to stay in that certain lifestyle, but no matter where you are, I'm here for you. God is here for you. And your prayers are heard. They are. But now that your prayers are heard, can you hear the answer? How do you hear the answer? How do you know where the answer is coming from? He might use your child. He might use your neighbor. He might use somebody on TV that just caught my attention. But I'm here for you because God was here for me. And because I have the ability to say that I've been through some things, and I put myself in situations that I could avoid, but I did it anyway. But I'm still here, and I'm still smiling, and I still have my moments of self-image issues. I still have my moments of doubting my intelligence. I still have moments where I question my parenthood or my wifely duties. But I will tell you, those are just moments. I have learned to let those moments be those moments, but not allow them to consume me or to trap me. And it all started because I opened up my mouth and I spoke words. And I opened up my ears and I took down my guard to allow people to minister, to speak to me. Even people who didn't throw out scriptures at me, they just loved me for me and didn't even know who I was. Or they knew of me, but they didn't know me. I want to do that for you. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, or if you want to go do a Facebook Live and we can chit chat and we can go at things. But remember, this is a place that I operate from the spirit of peace. I don't have to agree with you and you don't have to agree with me. But I do have an expectation that I respect you, and that same expectation for you to respect me. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Let's rise above it all. So until next time, know that you can always talk life with Ashley. Because I genuinely want what's best for you. I want what's best for you as if it was me. So until next time, go in peace, and I love you all.